Hey everybody, I'm Marc Martel, and you're watching The Libby O Show.
How did she do it? Do it.
Libby, oh, oh. Libby, oh, oh. Libby,
3,
oh, oh.
2,
Libby,
1.
it's the Libby O Show. Hey friends, Libby O here with a brand new episode of the Libby O Show. We are celebrating the holidays with my good friend and artist, Marc Martel. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me back on your show in my house.
Yes, in your beautiful house. And we've decorated this corner to be very Christmassy,
Yep.
very holiday.
Yeah, my wife handles all of my visuals, and this is pretty much what she envisioned. And
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
It was so fun setting up yesterday. So Chris was the best. Shout out. So when you're not on the road touring on the International Queen Tribute Band, you are recording Christmas songs.
Yeah, that's kind of like my main diversion from my day job, which is doing the Queen. So
I love it. I have both. And you just got off a European run, and I got to see the show at the Fisher Center right before you started traveling, which was awesome. It was amazing.
Yeah, we got to do a Nashville show right before we headed overseas for our biggest tour of the year. We do it, it's pretty much tradition now. We go overseas to mainly Germany and surrounding countries, and they never got the memo that classic rock isn't cool anymore, so we get to work a lot in Europe. But yeah, it's action-packed. It was 27 shows over 6.5 weeks, so I gotta be really careful about my vocal health and all that, but we made it through. No hiccups whatsoever, and now we're back home for the holidays.
I love it. It's perfect. And this is your first vinyl release.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the dream of every Gen X musician to release vinyl, because we grew up with vinyl, but by the time we were like making music, they were out of style, and so this is kind of one of my dreams come true.
I love it. Well, we're going to celebrate today by listening through it. But I want to mention that this is, again, a collection of duets that you've recorded over the years. And you also just released a Marshmallow World EP with the single that you can stream now. But this is exclusive vinyl. So get it before it runs out, because it's a limited run.
So this is a collection of all of the Christmas collaborations I've done over the last 7 or 8 years. And this is the only way you can have them all in one package is to buy the vinyl.
I love it. Perfect Christmas gift, right? What do you love most about Christmas music specifically? So usually, you know, you've released your own original music, which is amazing. And then also you obviously cover Queen music, but covering Christmas music, what is so interesting and fun about that for you?
I mean, getting to do your own take on stuff that is kind of universally loved. I mean, Queen is also universally loved, but Christmas, I would say, even more so. And so it's my whole approach with this stuff is to change it just a bit to put my stamp on it, but also preserve the melody enough so that people can sing along even on the first listen. Because one of my pet peeves is when people mess with the well-known tunes too much. So yeah, that's I think I've done a great job of putting my stamp of artistry on it well.
Yeah. And I feel like with a Marshmallow World, you really do keep that vintage feel to it, which is what a lot of people remember with that song.
And there's a lot of different versions of Marshmallow World. And I went with more the Darlene Love version, which is like that Phil Spector Wall of Sound. But I was only familiar with that song through like the Frank Sinatra version, which is a lot different, a lot more, I guess, loungy, like finger snappy kind of thing. I was like, I know I don't want to do that version. And when I heard the Darlene Love version, because I wasn't super familiar with a Marshmallow World, and I don't know how well known it is in the mainstream, but it's an awesome, fun song. It's like 2 minutes long, so you get in, get out. And I think a lot of the best Christmas songs are super short. So yeah,
and that version's really upbeat. And then you listen to the Dean Martin one that's very slow and dreamy. Like, so it's kind of cool to hear different people's versions and takes on it.
Absolutely.
So, and we also have to mention we're drinking eggnog in celebration. So cheers.
Cheers to you.
With, of course, marshmallows on top. We can't. I mean, okay. So these mugs, I have to say, I got yesterday at one of my favorite boutiques called Starland, and so they are actually vintage.
Oh, okay.
Which is nice.
Awesome. I didn't know.
You know. Yeah, shout out to Crystal for bringing this up for us, Love it.
Beautiful. Everything is just aesthetically on point.
That's what we do here on the Libby O Show.
That's
And
right.
we love a good vintage vinyl, and we're going to be listening through it today. So I feel like we should start with side A.
Okay.
We should start with Santa,
As we
actually.
should. Yep. First track is a song called Zat You, Santa Claus.
Zat You.
Made famous by Louis Armstrong.
Oh, nice.
Some say Louis, I say Louis.
Santa Claus, are you bringing a present for me? Something pleasant for me. Then it's just what I've been waiting for.
And so
It's jazzy.
that one is featuring James Nichols, who's an incredibly talented and huge individual.
Yeah.
He's an amazing kind of rock blues guitarist, and he's all over that track. And I kind of just sent him the track and I said, do with this what you want. And he came back with some really out of the box, amazing fun stuff.
I love it. And so when you were listening back on songs that you wanted to choose for this, did you have a strategy behind what you wanted out of, because you've recorded a lot of Christmas songs. So was it hard to choose the 12?
Well, the 12 are centered around compilations. So there's only there's a limited number of compilations I've done through I've recorded in my career like over 50 Christmas songs.
Yeah.
But we really wanted to focus on the togetherness of other artists entering into my creative space, and the record is all of those duets. And it actually turns out that I've done about 12 collaborations with other artists, which is perfect for vinyl.
Yes, perfect for vinyl. So let's see, we've got Zat You, Santa Claus, and then Silver Bells with Amy Grant and Michael W. Smith.
One of my favorites, obviously, as a Christian music lover, kid growing up, Michael W. Smith and Amy Grant were huge for me. And I actually got to have them both on one song produced by Ben Shive, a friend of mine. And I also went on the road with them in 2019. Did their annual Christmas tour together. I was a special guest. And so many dreams come true,
Yeah.
So you just never know what's going to happen if you just keep at it. Silver Bells.
Christmas Day.
Just happened to get them all three in that little clip.
She can never not sing Christmas music well. Like,
I know.
that's what was on most of the time in my house.
For
when I was
you?
a kid. Yeah.
Was it her?
And Tennessee Christmas was...
Yeah, Tender Tennessee Christmas. Yeah, so it was interesting trying to find when you're coordinating with an artist who's done so much Christmas music. It's like, okay, what's a song that you actually haven't recorded in your entire career?
Right.
That is a song that anybody knows. And she happened to never had recorded Silver Bells along with Michael W. Smith.
Wait, really?
Amazingly, yeah.
I'm so used to hearing her sing. I was like, yeah, that's a regular verse.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it again. But no, she hadn't. And I think the song went #1 that year. So, hey.
There we go. Cheers, Amy Grant.
Cheers.
So Blue Christmas is up next, which is a classic.
Yeah.
Are you the obviously Elvis Presley version?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, is there another version?
Is there really another version of that? Except for this one.
So.
And I believe Joe Bonamassa is on this one.
Joe Bonamassa, one of the greatest blues guitarists in the world, touring constantly, a monster player. And I've met him only once. Actually, we have a mutual friend, but I met him at a cigar bar one day.
Nice.
And we're like, hey, man, we should do a thing. And through our mutual friend, we set it up. And I just sent him this one. And he, much like the James Nichols thing, he just kind of did his thing. And I was like, great, no changes.
I love how you have a combination of like incredible instrumentalists, but also classic vocalists that people remember.
Yeah, people don't think when you hear duets, you think two voices, but I think it goes a lot beyond that because it's like, what about a virtuoso guitar player, and I think the instrumentalists on this record I think they're all guitarists. Yeah. And there's a harmonica.
A harmonica. I love it. Yeah. Okay, next up, I should know them. Oh, I can't wait for Run Rudolph, honestly. That's one of my favorite ones. Last Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I met Arnel Pineda, the lead singer of Journey, at a fundraiser banquet that we did in Birmingham, Alabama, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And turns out we were like mutual fans of each other because we kind of both do similar things. He's the actual lead singer of Journey, and I do Queen tribute stuff. But he was literally, when you say like someone was so nice when you met them, like he was like literally the number one nicest person
you've ever met.
Just like such a generous spirit and just full of joy, and really made me feel better about having laryngitis that night. I was like, oh, I got to share the stage with Arnel Pineda, one of the best rock singers alive today, and I can't really do my thing. But we had fun. We got on stage together at one point and did like "We Will Rock You," and
fun.
So it was a blast. And so obviously we traded numbers and we're like, we got to do something. And so we decided to do "Last Christmas," George Michael's big tune, and it was Wham officially. It was
officially Wham.
Technically Wham.
I'm excited to hear the take on this one. Yeah, your voice is great with this. Now that
So George Michael is probably my biggest influence. So that's
besides Queen.
Yeah.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun to record that one.
Do you get requests for this to sing this a lot, just in general?
Well, I don't do a lot of touring exactly at Christmas.
Oh, that's true.
If on my first Christmas tour, I'll definitely put that one on. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Oh, yeah. Well, so say open the show, but you don't want to give that to them too soon.
No, you gotta hold on to
those
big numbers.
Let it, do
take them on a journey.
Literally take them on a journey. And then, of course, we have some Christmas hymns. "Oh, Come All Ye Faithful" with Jason Gray.
Jason Gray and I go way back to my CCM days.
Yeah.
My band Downhere. We were on the same. He's still on the label that my old band was on, and he actually, oddly enough, just lives down the street from me.
Perfect.
And so we're best buds, and we're actually managed by the same guy too, Josh Peterson. And so this was one of the earliest collaborations I did, and he's just a really fun guy to work with. And we did "Oh Come All Ye Faithful."
Oh, it's kind of like up tempo.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Version. Yes. And then speaking of Downhere, how many kings is your original on this vinyl?
Yep.
So.
I wrote "How Many Kings" in 2008, and our record label had kind of commissioned all the artists on the label to write a Christmas song. And I had never written a Christmas song before, and I was a little scared to do it because I just love Christmas music so much. And the Christmas songs that everybody knows them because they're amazing songs.
Yeah.
Right? That's the only way they're going to last through the years. And so when you write something for Christmas, you're like, well, I hope this one has some legs to last beyond just one, like the release year.
You wanted to be timeless, essentially.
Yeah. And amazingly, this is the only song from my Downhere days that gets played even in 2024.
Okay.
So I'm super proud of this one. It's the first Christmas song I ever wrote.
Ooh, this is really pretty. It's very like cinematic.
Thank you.
Yeah. We like the anthemic Christmas songs.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
Yeah, and the headbanging Christmas songs too, there's just not many enough of them.
There's really not enough of them at all.
That was ridiculous.
Okay, we've already made it to side B.
That was fast.
Yeah. I love it. I'll
give you the
do the
honors.
honors of flipping it. I'm still so excited to color
folks.
this.
I've never been able to say that about my own product. Side B.
Side B. What's your favorite Christmas vinyl that you own?
My favorite, thank you for asking,
Yeah.
is the Oak Ridge Boys.
Knew it.
I grew, like a lot of people grew up with Sinatra and all that stuff, Bing Crosby and Nat King Cole. I did not. I grew up in Montreal.
Okay.
And my parents, for some reason, were super into country and Western.
Yeah.
And which is not a thing in Montreal. Like French Canadian culture, just like that's not, I don't even know anything about. So we had Oak Ridge Boys records growing up. And I love all of their Christmas records, honestly, but their second one that they released in, I think it was 86, is my favorite. And actually, I recorded one of the songs off of that record from my release this year, my EP.
Yeah.
So
Christmas time is here, right?
Christmas time is here, and and it just so happens to fall on the year that Joe Bonsall passed away, and so
Perfect tribute to him.
exactly. So I started recording it before he passed away, and then when he did, I was like, oh, it was really bittersweet because it just happened to fall at that time. But also the fact that there's no chance he's ever going to hear it. And I don't know of any cover that's ever been done of that song, but that was my tribute to the Oak Ridge Boys.
Besides, the sound of the Oak Ridge Boys songwriting, what is something about his artistry that you would say overall inspires you?
Joe in particular was, when you think of the Oak Ridge Boys, you don't really think of a group that has a lead singer. Mm-hmm. But if you had to pick one, it would be him. He's just like the most boisterous. Mm-hmm. He had the big tenor lead voice, and the huge fro is just undeniable. And so he made a big impression on me as a kid. And the only fan letter that I ever wrote, I was 5 years old, was to the Oak Ridge Boys. And they wrote back.
I was going to say, did they write back?
Yeah.
And have you ever met them?
I didn't meet them, but I got to see them 2 Christmases ago, which I think was their last Christmas tour that they ever did at the Opry, or Christmas concert series. And I got to see them all together with my wife, and it was a magical moment for me.
Oh, cool.
Crystal didn't grow up with them, so a little different experience for them.
But hey, I love the Loretta Lynn Christmas album.
Uh-huh.
From, I think it was maybe like the 60s or 70s, I don't remember.
Okay.
But
Did you ever get to see her?
no. Well, that's a lie. I've seen her once before at the Opry.
Okay.
And then I've seen her at like another award show separately, but just, yeah.
The Oak Ridge Boys for me, like they signify a lot of they almost have like a prophetic thing for me in my life, because growing up as a kid in Montreal in French Canada, what are the odds that you're going to end up in Nashville, Tennessee?
Right.
And they were the first artists that I can remember listening to as a kid, and now I live and work in their hometown, basically. So it's really special for me to have recorded one of their songs.
For sure. And you can listen to his cover on the new EP, A Marshmallow World. Mm-hmm. Now we should get to side B. Run Rudolph featuring Reese Winans, very famous piano player.
Unbelievable monster of a piano player. He played for Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Okay.
And today, I believe he tours with Joe Bonamassa. And so we just got him to lay down his just spectacular piano pounding
This is
energy.
the song to show off your piano skills. Let's be real.
It really is, and he did. Here's the solo.
Yeah, that's the vibe right there.
Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
And he was just, I mean, he took maybe 45 minutes, just did like 3 or 4 passes. And we were like, it's all good. I don't know how we're going to pick the best take, but he was amazing to work with, just super cool and easygoing.
And I'm sure, like, for him, he hears things that we don't, but to us, it's just like you just riffed, you just took over the piano.
Yeah, he's got like, a 50-year career to draw from and put all the best stuff into it. So,
yeah.
And
you also have some CCM artists featured on this album, Jason, obviously, and then Plum on this next song. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Yep.
And it is. It's beginning of Christmas.
This was my first Christmas single as a solo artist after Downhere broke up in like 2013. And I had a few years there of not really knowing what I was doing with my career. Soul searching, even better. And then after I hired Josh as my manager, he kind of came with a plan of action, and which was something we had been looking for a long time. When I say we, my wife and I, has been so instrumental in my career. And so Josh hooked us up with Plum, and I've always loved her as an artist, just a really powerful singer. And she really brought her own kind of throwback style to this. So I didn't expect her to bring the stylistic stuff that she brought to this track, and really made it kind of modern vintage sounding. And I really love what she did on it.
And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start.
I feel like you have to go big or go home with this song. You can't halfway say, like...
It's a fine line. That one can be really sleepy if you don't do it right.
Right.
And again, Ben Shive, one of my favorite producers, produced that and put a lot of energy into it.
I love how you're letting everybody bring whatever.
Yeah.
Because that really opens up.
That's really important to me when you do a compilation. What's the point of doing a compilation if you're just going to like have them sing harmonies? Like you've got to make it worth it and give them a good chunk of the lead. Like at least make it feel like it's 50-50 and that you're really partners on the song. And I think I managed to do that on every track.
You did. The Christmas Waltz, featuring none other than Amy Grant.
Mm-hmm. This one was after Silver Bells, which we did with Michael W. Smith. And I think it was the following year we decided we wanted to do another one with Amy, and she graciously accepted. And again, this was a song that I don't think I'd ever heard it before.
Yeah.
And a lot of the songs that I record for Christmas, especially the ones that ended up on this record, a lot of them were brought to me by like my manager or my wife, and because there's so many Christmas songs out there, and when you want it to be a radio single, you can't just record Joy to the World that's been done a million times and expect to get play on it. So you gotta choose these songs that are lesser known and then try to make them iconic yourself. So this one, incredible arrangement, and Amy really knocked this one out of the park as well.
Filled with things for you. And for me. Oh, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
That was actually my favorite part of the song. That went that well.
Yeah. It's perfect. It was stunning.
It's your favorite part of the song now, too.
Yeah, now it is. And now I'm going to tell people, start it, I don't know, a minute and 15 seconds. Don't start from the beginning. Just, Welcome to Our World. That's actually up near the top for me. And I actually heard Amy Grant perform that live with the orchestra. Yeah, it was so pretty.
Welcome to Our World is a song by Chris Rice, who I think he released that in the late 90s, which was an album, and it's a Christmas song that's not even on a Christmas album. I think it was on his debut record. And I remember that album being used as, my roommate had this CD player in our room that you could set as an alarm. And Chris Rice's debut album was one of the records we would use as our wake up because he had so many really nice, chill songs that didn't shock you awake. And this was one of the songs that I would wake up to while I was in college.
And welcome to the world.
Welcome to our world. Yeah. And so also, I've been a Lee Nash fan since I've known about her, again, since like the late 80s from Sixpence None the Richer. And I've always wanted to do a duet with her and got to meet her at a fan convention in Knoxville years ago.
So random, but we love it.
Performing both at the same show. And we ended up getting together and recording a tribute to Dolores from the Cranberries when she passed away.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And we just did a live thing on my piano in my studio, and it's just so beautiful to have her unique voice on that. And then we were like, let's do another thing. And so we did a Christmas song together, and she's also a big Chris Rice fan, and this is...
all makes sense.
Song.
I love it. Also very anthemic and cinematic.
Yeah,
so
I'm all about the anthems.
Yeah, but that kind of has a little, if I'm not wrong, a little bit of 80s flair.
Absolutely.
Just slight, you know?
Yeah. Another note on that one, my friend Jordan Weibert produced it, and the kids that you just heard are his kids, Eli and Avery, doing the kids choir.
It's not a Christmas album if you don't have a kids choir.
Absolutely.
At any point.
Absolutely.
You know?
So officially, it's a Christmas album.
What Child Is This and Mary Did You Know, the last two songs, which we love.
Yep.
So talk about those for us.
What Child Is This is possibly my favorite Christmas song. I just love the angst in it, just musically. It's got that minor key. And I happen to be able to get one of the greatest guitar players on the planet on it, Ron Block, who plays banjo for Alison Krauss and Union Station. Yes. Who's a friend of mine. And we did this one. He put his signature all over the track. And hopefully get a little taste of that, depending on where I nail it.
The King of Kings, salvation brings. Let loving hearts enthrone him. Let loving hearts enthrone him. This is Christ the King.
That banjo.
This is the one with the harmonica, or did we already play
that's
with
the
it?
next one.
Getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
So Mary Did You Know has the harmonica.
Yeah, it does.
Featuring Buddy Green.
Buddy Green. That's funny. I just said that. What Child Is This is my favorite Christmas song because this, Mary Did You Know is
your favorite?
Favorite like modern Christmas song.
Okay.
The first time I heard it was on my parents' Bill Gaither and Friends VHS.
There's such a theme. Is this like gospel country? Like,
absolutely, that's what I grew up on. It's
Yeah.
kind of like not what you would expect from what I do as an adult, as a career. But I mean, I grew up on all this church stuff, and I love it to this day. It's very nostalgic for me, and I remember. I think this was the early '90s when this song was released, and it was on a Bill Gaither and Friends thing. And it might have been like their Christmas thing or whatever. I don't remember. But Buddy had just written this song with Mark Lowry. And he duetted with Michael English on it, who is just an incredible singer.
This is taking me back.
That's how I discovered Michael English, and then I bought all his records after that. And so I always knew that I wanted to record this song at some point. And the fact that I got to record it with the guy who wrote it is just... what is this life?
That's full circle.
So amazing. And he was so happy to do it, even though this song's been recorded a million times, let's be honest. And he played, I think, guitar as well, guitar and harmonica on it, and also sang. So
There we go.
This was amazing.
We'll see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, and the dumb will speak the praises of the
That's really pretty. And usually I don't hear the piano in the. I like that there's more piano in this version.
Well, it's my first instrument, so I like to showcase it when I can.
I love it. You played a guitar though too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started with piano lessons when I was a kid, and then taught myself guitar at 14 when I thought that's gonna be cooler.
Yes.
But really, the piano's better.
So the piano, there's something about the piano that's just like, yeah. Well, cheers, friend. This is amazing. Go get one of your copies of the limited run vinyl. Perfect Christmas gift. You don't want to miss it. I mean, stunning.
They won't last forever, folks.
No. And you can stream A Marshmallow World everywhere that you listen to music.
Yep.
So, okay. So we need to talk about some like the year's highlights for you before we go. Okay. So you performed at the 150th run of the Kentucky Derby, which was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. How was that?
It was a gala, and I think it was a fundraiser. And I got to play some Queen songs and celebrate the 150th running, and my first time playing at the Derby, so it was really cool.
Yeah. Lots of hats.
A lot of hats, a lot of dresses, a lot of pinstripe suits. We've got their official champagne bottle up on our, so that's what reminds me that it's 150.
150.
Yeah. But
150th run. The cat. But also a bottle of wine. This is the most, this is the most epic thing.
yeah, we're gonna have to find a real special reason to break that one over.
Classic Kendall Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Boston Pops was another.
Boston Pops is always, it wasn't my first time with them.
Yeah.
But every time I do them, it's just a beautiful experience. I mean, it doesn't really, I can't think of a better experience for me personally. I'm such an appreciator of classical music, and the Boston Pops is the perfect thing to sing with. And it's always a different experience with an orchestra because there's so many instruments, and there's not really any drums.
Yeah.
But you can feel the power of just the sound of the instruments. It's such an amazing feeling.
And then you have more European shows.
Yeah.
We just booked 75 shows.
Yeah. They like us over there. What can I say? So we're going to keep going back for the next at least 3 years. So that works out to about 25 shows a year. Yeah. So
every single time y'all go back to Vienna, I get really jealous because it's one of my favorite cities.
Have you been?
Ever. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I went last summer, kind of in between two different trips. I just went on my own and explored it. And
yeah.
I wish I would have gone during Christmas though.
I bet it's absolutely gorgeous. It's gorgeous not at Christmas, so I can imagine when it's all lit up and stuff.
They really do it up.
Yeah.
Christmas market, everything.
Yeah.
So love it.
Those Christmas markets. We missed the Christmas markets just by a hair this year because the tour was a bit right before the season started. But I've done Europe around that time, and it's just really magical.
Have you done like a lot of the music tours over there? I feel like you would really enjoy the history of Vienna.
I do my own music tour.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't really done.
You're like, I don't do the hop on and off bus. So I do my own thing.
I haven't really done it. I'm trying to think. The one thing that we did was in Amsterdam this year. We took a really cool boat ride on the canals, and got to see the city from a really cool perspective. But yeah, other than that, Crystal likes to explore any nice town that we're in, and so I'll tag along with her.
Love it. Well, congratulations on everything.
Thanks.
You can follow Marc on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or where else?
Yeah.
Have you ever with?
It's funny. YouTube is kind of where I gained my following from my handful of viral videos.
Yeah.
And I've neglected it really badly over the last year because I've been so busy on the road. But yeah, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. So.
Love it. Well, go check it out and make sure you get your tickets for the One Vision of Queen in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thanks, Libby.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Perfect.
Libby O Show. The Libby O Show. It's the Libby O Show. It's the Libby O Show.